All right. So first, welcome to this semester for at the Open University. I am Professor Edna Jones. I'll be your teacher for advertising and public relations, and advertising for BIEM, or the Broadcast Interactive and Immediate Immersive Media. So let's begin the lesson for this week. Dalawang PowerPoint itong the lesson ko for this week. Let's have it. Okay. So, thumbs up na kung nakita nyo na. Yan, thank you. Again, for our online meetings, I think si Karel yung ano ko, tama ba? Si Mr. Regala yung aking representative for this. Tama ba?
Yes po, sir.
Yes, please help me with the attendance of your classmates during our online meetings. Tatlo na lang yung meetings natin. I mean, pang-apat ito, no? Kasi nga nagamit natin because of during the ano to? Yung Sports Fest. Okay, so let's dive into the lesson, advertising and public relations as a process. So ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng advertising and public relations? So let's begin with I think the public relations. So public relations is a very part siya ng advertising because advertising is technically um, building relationship with your audiences. And then, so public relation or PR is a profession aimed at effectively managing the flow of information na meron kang minamanage, and that is the flow of information between the organization and its publics. When I say publics, these are the possible consumers or customers na buyer or for future buyers of or consumers of your products. And then you need to have a flow of information because that's how you build trust. Kailangan mo makapag-build ng tiwala doon sa audiences mo. Kapag nakapag-build ka ng tiwala doon sa mga audiences mo, they will do whatever you want them to do, or they'll do the action that whatever you want them to do, like filling up information, filling up the forms, buying the products, and so on. So it is used in marketing to maintain good media relationship. Media relationship is very important in businesses because having a bad media relations will possibly break the image of the brand or the company. Kailangan maganda yung media relations. Publishers who publishes news, relationship with people who are writing something about you. Those are those are way to build good media relations. So build brand awareness. Of course, lahat naman ng brand ay nagsisimula sa wala o sa kakaunti. So what we are doing is having a flow of information, establishing flow of information to build awareness of your brand, awareness of your products, product lines, na kailangan mong maging aware yung audiences that whenever they need to purchase a certain product, meron ka nun at sa'yo sila bibili. Ganun yung pinaka-ideya sa brand awareness. Building brand awareness is not just making people aware that you have products for that certain need, but to make them remember you, na maalala ka nila kapag ka nangailangan sila ng produkto. So that's why flow of information is very needed. Tumatak ka dapat sa isip nila. And engage, no? With flow of information and engagement, continuous relationship, commenting, sending message, replying to messages, to inquiries. Yeah, those are forms of engagement. And you can do that with potential brand promoters. PR is different from advertising in that it focuses the PR focuses on building relationships with the public. and often aims to look organic. So, yun yung kaibahan. Now, PR is more on, PR is different from advertising because advertising focuses on building relationship with the public and often aims to look organic. Ibig sabihin, parang natural or parang you exist with them. You coexist with these customers. Unlike advertising, PR does not pay for attention and publicity but instead strives to earn a favorable image. Si, may kumakatok ata. Yun ang mga, sorry. Um, by drawing attention to newsworthy and attention-worthy aspects. PR, and so favorable image by drawing at ganun. To earn a favorable image by drawing attention to newsworthy and attention-worthy aspects. So, ang PR is delivering information to your audiences about news and attention-worthy aspect about your community engagements, community responsibility, ayan, mga ganon, mga projects ninyo na mayroong community engagement, ganyan. And PR activities also play an important role in identifying and building relationships with various publics. It is a strategic and thoughtful approach to managing the spread of information and the organization's reputation. Ang PR is more on building reputation, building trust, no? Building a reliable provider of solutions doon sa needs. 'Di ba? Halimbawa, pagkain ka, ang pagkain yung binibenta is kang business. Pag when we talk about PR, you are building of trust by providing information that your food is edible, your food is nutritious, 'di ba? Ganong konsepto. So, yun yung newsworthy and attention-worthy aspect, no? Yung kaibahan niya sa advertising, more of ano lang, more on building relationship with the public that aims to look organic. Like uh more on one-way communication kasi yung advertising kesa sa public relations. Bibi. Teka lang. So, peer activities also play an important role in identifying and building relationship with various publics, a strategic and thoughtful approach to managing the spread of information and the organization's reputation. PR is important for managing the perception of a business and is often used in tandem with marketing to drive the best results. So PR is more on marketing than advertising. Pero yun nga, again, halos magkamukha sila. Pero again, it's more on managing the flow of information for building reputation, good reputation. Advertising is to more building a feel of coexistence of natural, no, yung looking organic doon sa ecosystem. Halimbawa, isa kang brand ng ng ang tawag dito ng makeup. Kung ikaw yung brand ng makeup, ang PR mo is more on informing your audiences how different what's your difference from other makeup. Advertising is more of um putting putting the interest by by different advertising approaches, mga appeals, no? Parang pang-tapping interest. And then yung PR naman is more on engagement. Yun yung idea ng PR versus advertising. So advertising, on the other hand, is the act or of garnering public attention. Yun nga, no? Catching attention, catching interest of your audiences, of your public. Often through the use of various types of media. And it could be video, static or yung hindi gumagalaw, images, yan. We use that for advertising, catching attentions. It is the intentional act of trying to be in the spotlight and is focused on promoting a product. Kailan meron kang pinopromote the product. announcing company news or revealing changes. Unlike PR, advertising relies on paid messages to create favorable impressions. It's more about driving revenue and boosting profits. Yun yung kaibahan ng advertising. Now, race of PR and advertising. It is more on the process that we use in advertising. So, the process of creating an advertisement and PR campaign involves different steps. Kapag gagawa na kayo ng PR campaign, in this subject, may chance na gumawa kayo ng mga advertisements, no? And yung PR campaign kasi masyadong ano na yon, masyadong complicated na yung ano. Teka lang wait lang. So kaya, pasensyaan nyo na, umiyak yung baby ko kaya ano, yan na lang siya. Di naman, mabait naman to. Okay, so di nangangagat. Nangangagat. The process of the process of creating an advertisement and PR campaign. Gagawa kayo ng advertisement. Yun yung inyong midterm and final requirements. So later na natin i-discuss yun sa ano natin. Later meetings na natin. Um, so for PR, the race process is commonly used, which includes research, action, and planning. Action and planning, communication and relationship building, and last is the evaluation. Yun yung process natin. The first step in the PR process is analyzing the problem or opportunity, which involves research to gather information. The next steps are planning, implementing communication strategies, and evaluating the outcomes. This is more on PR, kaya hindi natin ito halos gagawin. On the other hand, ito yung gagawin natin. Advertising involves garnering public attention through paid messages to promote products and drive revenue. The process of creating an advertisement typically includes writing press releases, organizing press releases, and in scheduling interviews. Both PR and advertising can work together to create a consistent message and drive the best results. When we talk about advertising for this subject, gagawa kayo ng advertisement, no? Meron kayong kliyente na itatap. So parang hahanap kayo ng kaibigan, grupo-grupo naman yung gagawin natin. And I think dito sa klase na to parang ilan nga kayo? Ilan nga kayo sa klase? Parang maliit lang kayo na klase eh. 'Di ba? Wala kayong 40, 'di ba? Nasa 30 plus lang kayo. Tama ba? Or wala kayong 30? May message. 33, ayan. May 33 naman pala. So tama lang. 3 ano to? 32. So 3 groups ang mangyayari dito sa inyong subject, sa inyong class. No, 3 grupo, maghanap-hanap na kayo ng mga kaibigan ninyo, may business so that we can utilize their brand, and we can utilize their company para sa implementation ng ating advertisements, paggawa ng advertisements at pag-implement ng advertisements. Okay? So the process of creating an advertisement, okay na ata yan. Next. Ganun. Bebe. Wait lang, bebe. Ala. La. Kunin mo na to. Tulog yan. Wait lang. Next. When conducting market research, yan. Market research for a company and product, it is essential to gather information about various aspects of the market and the company. Somewhat, yung mapipili ninyo na company will be, you will conduct background research for that. Yan, ito yung included yung marketplace background, company and product information. Technically, mga ano lang to, interviewing the company owner uh, para makuha niyo yung information na ito. It is important kasi gagawa kayo ng advertisements para sa kanila ng campaign para sa kanila. So without this information, mahirapan kayong gumawa ng advertisements. So yan yun, marketplace background, market size, and growth potential. When we talk about market size, ilan yung bibili at ilan yung bumibili, ilan yung pwede pang, gaano pa kalaki yung pwedeng, gaano pa pwedeng lumaki yung mamimili nung brand na yon, consumer ng brand na yon. Economic indicators and demand. It includes yung anong socio-economic status nung mga customer mo, no? Yung iyong bang brand ay pang mayaman, pang middle class o pang poor, ganon. So industry trends and market saturation and pricing, ibig sabihin ilan kayong magkakalaban doon sa ano na yon, marketplace na yon, ilan kayong nagtitinda ng same product na yon, ng same business na yon, and yung presyo nyo. Yan. Industry trends and competitive landscape or existing trends in the industry, and ano rin yung competitive landscape o yung competition na nangyayari ginagawa ng iba. Okay. And company and product information. Siyempre, merong company, mission, vision, and values. Mahalaga yung mission and vision and values kasi pag walang mission, vision yung at values yung isang company, hindi mo alam saan siya papunta, no? Baka diretso inodoro yung mangyari dun sa kumpanya kasi wala siyang mission eh. Wala na siyang vision, hindi niya nakikita sarili niya in the future, no? Wala siyang vision. Another is the company strength and weaknesses. Ayan. And then company strength and weaknesses, product features, benefits and unique selling points. And then, alam niyo na yung product features, ano yung mga produkto na binibenta, ano yung mga benefits ng produkto. Akala niyo walang benefits yung produkto, 'di ba? Mamaya, yung produkto pala pag kumain ka nung Jolly Hotdog, meron palang pampabata pala 'yon, 'di ba? Hindi ka natatanda, mamamatay kang bata, ganun. May benefits kasi yan. Kumbaga kasama yan parang mga nutrition facts, yan, those are the benefits and unique selling points. Paano mo binibenta, 'di ba? O yung hotdog halimbawa, o hotdog na to, malaki, mataba, matigas, ganun, 'di ba? So, iba yung selling point mo kaysa doon sa iba. Ganun. Luma na pala yung hotdog kaya pala matigas. Hindi na makain. Pero again, nagigets yung point, no? Lahat kasi ng produkto, mayroong unique selling points. You can you can angle the way you advertise, the way you produce the material into its unique selling point. Paano siya mas mabibili? Ano yung baby? Mas mabibili o mas mabebenta, no? And then we have the target market and customer demographics. Sino yung target mo na mamimili? When we talk about market here, these are the consumers, no? Are people who are pwede mo maging employee or maging customer. And demographics are the informations about your customers. Sino-sino yung iyong customers. Yan, and so on. So another is the market segmentation and differentiation strategies. We divide or we segment our market. Sino yung ating audiences? Anong ugali nila? No? Parang, limbawa, may audiences ka. Mayroon kang customer 13 to 18 years old, 18 to 25, 25 to 32. Mga ganong konsepto. Ano yung difference nila? And because this segmentation, yung age segmentation, iba-iba yung way mo ng pakikipag-usap when you talk to an 18 years old, You are different also pag nakipag-usap ka sa 13 years old. Iba rin yung pakikipag-usap kapag ka 32 years old na. Ganong konsepto, no? Um, ang tawag natin yan, market segmentation. Hinahati-hati natin yung ating mga consumers or customers, and we strategize how we communicate to them differently from each other. Okay? And then, we have the consumer insight. Ito, no, napakahalaga ng consumer insight sa panahon ngayon, and because we are online na rin. Most of our products, most of our transactions are done online. So kailangan mo ng consumer insights, or kailangan makakuha tayo ng consumer insight. It is more on understanding, researching the customer needs, preferences, and pain points. Ano yung pain points, no? Yung need, pangangailangan, preferences, kagustuhan. Yung pain points naman, what are the information, what are the things that offends them, yung ino-offend, na-offend sila. Bakit? Because when you offended your customer, aalis yan eh. Hindi na yan magpapatuloy sa pag-consume ng iyong product. Naintindihan? Thumbs up nga kung nandyan pa kayo. Yan, thank you. Ayan. 'Di ba? Halimbawa, naalala niyo yung ano, I don't know kung familiar kayo. I think mga 2016 ata yon or 2017 when Manny Pacquiao, oo. When Manny Pacquiao said something negative about the LGBTQ, no, sa mga lesbian, sa mga ano, binigay mo naman yung 'di ba naalala niyo parang nagsabi si Manny Pacquiao na parang buti pa yung aso, ano, marunong, alam yung alam nung aso yung babae at lalaki, parang ganon. Ta Thumbs up nga nung mga nakakaalala nung sinasabi ko. Ano yun eh, parang tatakbo si Manny Pacquiao noon eh, or I don't know, nagpaplano pa lang siyang tumakbo sa pagkapangulo, and then he told in an interview na buti pa yung aso, ganito ganyan. So ngayon, the day after that, yung Nike, yung mga main sponsors niya, nagsipag-alisan sa kanya. No, bakit? Because when Manny Pacquiao stated those statements, tinamaan yung pain points, 'di ba? So, pag tinamaan yung pain points, pwede yung makasira ng ng negosyo. Eka nga. So, yun, market segmentation and target audience, competitive landscape, yun sa market segmentation and target audience, itong consumer insights na to, um, after po halimbawa, in the age segmentation, 13 to 18 years old, meron pa yan eh. Meron pang under na mas specific pa na maghiwa-hiwalay, segment mo pa yung ano na yon, yung audiences doon. Let's say yung 13 to 15 years old, iba yung kanilang ugali. 16 to 18 years old, iba rin yung kanilang ugali in comparison with the 13 to 15 years old. Na, Nagets niyo ako. And you can learn that through consumer insight. Sila mismo as consumer will tell how they are different from other consumers. Yeah. Another is the competitive landscape and product positioning. Ibig sabihin, yung competitive landscape is sino yung mga kalaban mo and how will you uh, show yourself. Yung tawag ng positioning eh. Halimbawa, si Starbucks, no? Si Starbucks versus Jayco, ay no. With Tim Horton, with versus di ba kalaban ni Starbucks? Si iba pang suggest nga kayo ibang coffee shop na
Coffee
sikat.
Bean Tea and Place
Yan,
po.
yan, Coffee Bean. So si Coffee Bean, si Starbucks at si Tim Horton, pag napansin mo sila, yung kanilang positioning, yung product positioning is how they show themselves to a certain segment ng market. Lahat ng umiinom ng kape. Starbucks and Starbucks and yung Starbucks na yan, they are more into mga working class. No, they are more into working class. Mga age siguro 18 pataas hanggang 40 years old. Ngayon, yung mga 40 years old pataas, hindi na yan maka-Starbucks. Maka-Tim Horton na yan. O kaya maka-Coffee Bean. Naigets nyo ako? Ang tawag doon is product positioning. Saan ko ipinipwesto yung aking sarili ko? Ako si Starbucks. Sino yung audiences ko? And how will I position myself na magugustuhan nila ako? Lagi silang babalik-balik sa akin. Ganun yung ideya. And parang si Jollibee, no? Si Jollibee versus McDonald's. Yung McDonald's, mapapansin mo more on bata yung kanilang tina-target, mga bata. Unlike si mga bata hanggang unlike si paano ba? Meron kasing difference din naman. Pero si Jollibee more on family. Napansin nyo, mas family oriented, family centered yung mga advertisement ni Jollibee compared kay McDonald's. Nakikita na ano nyo yun? Na-gets yung sinasabi ko. Ayan. Thumbs up na kayo kung nandyan pa ba kayo. Baka nakatulog na kayo eh. 5 na eh. Ayan, thank you. 'Di ba? Parang yung napanood niyo yung mga napanood niyo yung mga advertisement ni Jollibee about family, lolo, lola, ganon. Compared kay McDonald's na parang more on love stories, 'di ba? Ayan. So, product positioning yung tawag natin doon. Saan ako pupwesto? Hindi kasi pwedeng lahat kunin ko eh as audience, as customers, as consumers. Hindi pwedeng lahat. Pipili lang ako ng iba. So that's the product positioning. How you position. Parang si Big Bro. Familiar, thumbs up nga lahat ng ng alam yung Big Bro. Yung Big Bro, yan. May mas kuya pa yung Big Brother naman. Pero ano yun, program yun. Pinoy Big Brother. Ito naman Big Bro lang. Ayan. So yung Big Bro, napansin niyo yung yung packaging I mean, yung packaging, yung atake ni Big Bro, mura, 'di ba? Hindi niya kino-cover, wala siyang pakialam, wala siyang balak i sakupin yung mga market nila Starbucks, nila Coffee Bean, yung mga mayayaman. Hindi. Ito kukunin ko, mga estudyante, 'di ba? Mga estudyante na pa-cool, ayan, pa-cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jacinto, Rex, do you have a question? You have something to share? Ay, nagtaas ng kamay si Rex. Nawala si Rex. Ayun, Rex. Ano ba? Hello? Wala po sa Rapidot lang. Okay, okay. Noted doon. Pangmasa, sabi nga ni Karel. Pangmasa yung Big Bro. Wala siyang pakialam. Ayaw niya makihati doon sa market ng ng mga Starbucks at mga mamahalin. Dito lang ako. Ito yung product position ko. Nandito ako. Parang kung sa triangulo doon sa sa gastos mo, sa budget, sa pie chart ng iyong consumption, maliit lang na bahagi si Big Brew. Ganun siya. Hindi kami umiinom ng Big Brew. Sobrang tamis. Nung parang 80% sugar, tapos 20% na yung kape. Anyway, ayan, masarap din naman siya, sabi ng mga kasama ko. Wala po sa, okay. Pricing strategies, yun, paano? Baka na, pwede nating malaman yung consumer insight kung how's the pricing strategies and customer perception of value. Baka namamahalan o namumurahan. Parang ganon. Yung yung customer doon sa doon sa product, 'di ba? Parang isipin mo ganito yung lasa, ang mahal-mahal, tapos ganito yung lasa, yung feel ganito. Alam mo, ang nauuso ngayon yung tawag nila infrastructural coffee market. Yung infrastructural coffee market, instead of providing coffee doon sa customer, they provide infrastructure or infrastructure doon sa mga customer. Ito yung mga coffee shop na magaganda yung kanilang lugar, no? Tapos hindi ganoon ka, I mean, hindi sobrang high-end ng coffee. Pero yung lugar, dun ka panalo. Parang gano'n. Um, Yun yung nagiging usong trend ngayon. Kasi yung customer perception of value, parang ay mura lang yung halaga ng coffee doon, tapos mag-air condition pa. Kaya bibili ako doon, 'di ba? O kaya ay gusto ko doon mag-coffee kasi maganda mag-aral, may wifi, mga ganon. Those are pricing strategies and customer perception of value. Siyempre, gumagastos ka doon sa infrastructure, gumagastos ka doon sa product. So, pricing strategies yan. Kailangan hindi ka lugi. And somewhat, hindi ka lugi to the point na mataas pa rin yung perception ng value. Quality pa rin yung binibigay mo na product o kaya services doon sa audiences mo. So lastly, under the consumer insight that you have to research is the preferred marketing channels and communication methods. Kung yung isang coffee shop, anong gusto niya? O kaya isang brand, anong gusto niya? Saan siyang channel? Social media, Facebook, Instagram ba? O iba pang mga channel? Pwede yon. Alamin ninyo. Kasi sa tingin niya, the owner, of course, understand what he or she is selling. Therefore, meron siyang preferred marketing channel and communication methods. Gusto ba niya English? Gusto ba niya Tagalog? Gusto ba niya medyo konyo yung language in creating materials? Di ba? Naintindihan niyo ako? Another is by gathering, lastly, no, last statements, by gathering, analyzing this information, businesses can make informed decision. Yun yung mahalaga. The more information you get, we are data-driven people. Advertising is data-driven people, meaning we have to collect so much information, understand this information, make decision. Ganun yung idea natin. So, about product development, marketing strategies, and overall business growth. Ganyan yung mangyayari. Market research can be conducted through various methods such as surveys, product tests, mga taste tests na yan, focus groups, no? Meron kayong mga tao na iimbitahin, possible sila yung target market ninyo, and then you make them try um, your products, and then interview them, get information from these people, as well as using both primary and secondary research sources. So, expect nyo na gagawa kayo ng background ng research, no? Uh, for this semester. Pero hindi naman ganun kabigat. Ano lang to, more on background research lang doon sa company na inyong mapipili at makikita. Okay? Everyone, lahat na nakakaintindi and still following with me, please thumbs up naman dyan para I know you are still with me. Okay. So I'll stop the sharing and then I'll move to the next slide, next PowerPoint rather. And then, mali. All right. So this one. So pa heart naman diyan, heart naman ng pag nakita niyo na yung slides. Yan, maraming salamat. Ayan, thank you, thank you. We go to the advertising appeals. Now, these appeals are the most used appeals na ginagamit in advertising. May it be in videos or what we call dynamic advertisements or images. Ang term naman natin dun are static advertisements, no? Mga static ads or video ads or static and dynamic ads. So itong mga appeals na to are proven to be effective and depende pa rin naman syempre sa audiences natin. So I haven't provided videos or samples pero probably may maaalala naman kayo na mga advertisement that you have encountered falling in these categories. Number one is the emotional appeal. Kalang ka ng ilong ko. So emotional appeal, lagi yan, no? Emotional appeal, Filipinos are very emotional. Alam niyo yan, di ba? OA at nonchalant, 'di ba? At tayo yung OA, mga Pilipino yung overacting. And we are very emotional, therefore advertisers, content creators, and media practitioners are using these appeals, no? Itong emotional appeal in most of their advertisements and their communication, no? So ano ba yung emotional appeals? These ads aim to evoke special emotions such as happiness, sadness, fear, nostalgia, and excitement. Basta any advertisement na pinukaw yung damdamin mo, we call them emotional appeal. Tandaan nyo, no, itong mga different appeals na to, they are sometimes combination of multiple appeals o kaya ay pwedeng solo at merong manipis na linya yung isang appeal to another. Ganun siya. So meaning, minsan akala mo emotional appeal, yung pala iba, no? Depende lang kung ano yung mas dominant o yung mas naramdaman ng audiences natin. But whenever we create advertisement that plans to evoke specific emotions such as happiness, sadness, fear, yung takot, no, yung nostalgia, and nostalgia is parang may naalala kang past, and as well as excitement, we call them emotional appeals. And emotional appeals can create a strong connection between the audience and the brand or product. Bakit, sir? Strong connection. Kasi nga po, lahat ng tao may emosyon. No? Dahil lahat ng tao ay may emosyon, yun mismo yung parang naging connection. Tandaan nyo, as individuals, we always strive to get some connection on anything that is in front of us. Lahat ng bagay na nasa harap natin, mapa media content man yan, mapa art man yan, mapa tao man yan. And when they are communicating directly or uh, uh, directly to us, lagi tayo naghahanap ng connection. Why am I seeing this? Ganun yung ideya natin. Ba't ko to nakikita? Ano? So, naghahanap ka lagi ng connection. And ito nga, dahil lahat tayo ay mayroong emotion, no? Laging ito yung pangunahing effective na appeal kasi it creates a strong connection kasi meron tayong emotion. Okay? So, marami yan. Mapa dyaryo, mapa magazine, even social media, mapa video man yan. Lahat yan mayroong emotional appeal. Madalas may emotional appeals. Rational appeals is what we call logical appeals. Pag sinabing rational appeals, focus on logical arguments, information or factual information, and reasoning to persuade consumers. No, ito yung mga advertisement na nagbibigay ng sabi ni doktor, sabi nung ganitong information, according to this, according to that. Yan yung rational appeals. Alam ba, sa mga more on medicine or something na security, safety, ayan, ginagamitan natin mga product na regarding safety, security, and medicines or medical things, gumagamit tayo ng rational appeal because we want to make our audience to to decide based on existing information and making them realize, no, na ay okay, this is true, I need this, that's why I have to buy this. Ganun yung rational appeals. Parang hindi lang based on emotion, hindi lang dahil nalungkot ka o natuwa ka kaya mo naalala o kaya pinili yung isang produkto, but rather more on the benefits na nakita mo, logical arguments na o nga no, tama yun bibilhin ko to kasi kailangan ko to. Ganun yung ideya ng rational appeals. They often highlight the benefits and features of the product or service, appealing to the audience intellect. Laging atake sa isip, hindi sa puso, no? Um, Sabing atake sa isip, you make your audiences logical or parang alam mo yun, ina-encourage mo sila, mag-isip naman kayo and understand, this is the reality, this is true, this is factual. So, bilhin nyo ito. Ganun yung ideya ng rational appeals. Sexual appeals. This advertisement use sexual imagery or suggestions to attract attention and create desire for the product or service. They can be effective but also controversial and risky if not handled appropriately. Ito yung pagpapakita ng mga magandang mukha, mga cleavage, mga babaeng nakabikini o kaya mga lalaking nakahubad, topless, nakabrief lang ng mga lalaki na naka-neon brief. Yan, sexual appeals yung tawag dyan. You catch attention, you attracted attention kasi nga because of the desire, no, sexual desires, no, 'di ba? Sexy kasi kaya tiningnan mo. Oh, sexy. Ano to eh, favorite idol ko to eh, 'di ba? Crush ko to eh. Kaya bibilihin ko yung produkto, 'di ba? Ganun yung idea. Tanduay calendar. Ayan, si Magnaye, sabi ni Nicole. Tanduay calendar, 'di ba? Iinom ka ng alak kasi sexy yung nasa kalendaryo, 'di ba? Di ko rin magets eh, no? Pero yun nga, ano namang magagawa nung kalendaryo, 'di ba? Pero marami yan. Actually, sobrang sobrang subliminal ng sexual appeals. Sobrang subliminal na parang akala mo hindi siya sexual appeal, pero yun pala sexual appeal siya. Parang in terms of idol, no, yung idol mo kasi eh. So anything na may itsura niya, akala mo hindi yun hindi yun sexual appeal, pero sexual appeal na pala yun kasi nagpakita siya ng konting balat, alam mo yun, sexy yung kanyang damit, medyo kita yung cleavage, medyo-medyo lang, pero part na yun ng sexual appeals. And maraming gumagamit niya, gumagawa niyan. Yung mga beauty, yung mga whitening, 'di ba? Yung mga pampaputi. Ayan. Hindi pa nila pinapakita kung ano yung benefits nung pag-inom nung pampaputi na yun eh. They are more of selling na ay ito, gumanda siya, sumexy siya, ikaw din kaya mo rin maging ganyan, 'di ba? So, ganun yung sexual appeals. Basta sexual imagery and or suggestions, no, sexual suggestions to attract attention and create desire for the product or service. Hindi niya kailangan maging ano, try hard. Alam mo yun, yung band-aid na lang yung takip para maging sexual appeal. Kahit kaunting balat lang, basta merong concept of yung ganda, beauty, yan, sexual desires, din mo naman alam yan eh. Di naman yan ma-determine, ay, ito, ano mo yun, um, crush mo kasi yun. Yung ganon. Diba? Pero yung balat niya, konti lang yung pinapakita niya, pero part pa rin ng sexual appeal yan. Okay? Sige. Next is the um, humor appeal. Kapag nakakatawa, no, humorous ads entertain and amuse the audience, making them more memorable. Mas nakakatawa daw, mas memorable, no? Pero minsan hindi ganun ka ano yung output niya, yung effectiveness niya kasi nga naalala lang, pero alam mo yun, hindi may mga studies na nagsasabi na yung mga humorous advertisements ay hindi rin ganun binibili. Ayun, kasi nakakatawa sila, parang gano'n. Teka lang ha. Okay, so continuing doon sa discussion natin. Ayan, ito naman yung baby ko. Mayroon tayong special guest. And yung humor appeal, humorous ads entertain and amuse audiences, making them more memorable. They can help create positive association with the brand and increase the likelihood of engagement and sharing. So yun yung habol. Kailangan nakakatawa para mas shareable. Kapag masyado kasing malungkot, masyadong emotional, minsan hindi rin siya ganong sinishare, especially in the social media. Kasi nga, the social media, Davao Conyo po. Ah, yung yung Davao Conyo, di ba yung yung nagpapatawa ng yung parang nagda-dub, parang ganun, mga skit-skit, 'di ba? Yan, nakakatawa. So, now, itong mga mas shareable kapag nakakatawa. Pero yung effectiveness niya in terms of purchase, hindi rin ganun kasigurado. No? Kasi syempre, lahat naman hindi sigurado do. Pero maraming studies nagsasabi na the brands that use humor appeal ay ay ano, yung mga brands na gumagamit ng humorous appeal ay na memorable pero hindi masyadong binibili. Ganun yung may mga ganong studies. Pero yun nga, at least shareable. Bahala na. Baka makarating sa tamang audience at bumili yung tamang audience. Next is the peer appeal. Na yung peer appeal, tinatakot ka lamang. Ayan, sabi nga nung kanta, ang takot ay nasa isip lamang. Pero may mga advertisement that highlight potential negative consequences or dangers associated with not using the product or services. Pag di mo ginamit yung produkto, ay yari ka. So they aim to create a sense of urgency or necessity for the audience to take action. Katulad na lamang ng mga ginagawa ng ng yung Durex na condom, 'di ba? Yung yung mga makukulit na baby, mga kulit na bata kasi hindi daw nag-condom yung tatay. 'Di ba? So those are fear. And then yung kapag hindi ka nito, pagka hindi ka na gumamit ng produkto, pwede kang mabulag, alam mo yon, mga fear appeal. Ayan, tinatakot ka. Scarcity appeal, pag sinabi nilang, uy, until supplies last. O kaya, this is your chance, limited. Yan, limited availability. Scarcity appeals emphasize limited availability or exclusivity. Kapag meron ka nito, wala kang talo. No, yun. Parang exclusive lang yon sa mga para gano'n, collector's item. Tama yan, no? Collector's item. Ikaw lang iba ka pag meron kang ganitong produkto. Yan, they do that. Parang parang yung mga mamahaling mga mga bags, collector's bag pa tawag doon. Um, Bagay yung mga mamahaling bag, damit, 'di ba, mga branded items, scarcity appeals yung ginagamit nila na pagka meron ka nito, ay sikat ka, ano? Wow, ganun. So encouraging consumer to act quickly to avoid missing out. Pero iba pa 'yon, may mga may difference pa 'yon. Pero pag scarcity appeal is more on the limited, yung pagiging limited availability and exclusivity, and yung rushing your audience to buy the product. Let's say yung mga sale, di ba, merong sale, mega sale, 3 days mega sale. Yan, scarcity appeal yung tawag dyan. O kaya ay yung mga discounts. Pero rewards kasi yun eh. Ano pa ba? Scarcity. Yung mauubusan ka nito. Ganun yung feel ng scarcity appeals. Appeal to authority is this adds leverage the authority or expertise of a credible figure or institution to endorse a product or service. It can enhance trust and credibility in the eyes of the audience. Yung appeal to authority, ito yung mga sikat na tao, mga expert na tao, mga doktor, mga mayaman, na they talk as experts. They talk as authorities and promoting products. Yan yung appeal to authority, no? Ito ako kasi halimbawa doktor ako. Kami sa yung safeguard halimbawa, gumagamit sila ng appeal to authority. They feature doctors na nagsasabi maghugas ng kamay, ganun and so on. 'Di ba? Appeal to authority yung tawag natin diyan. When an authority or an expert of a credible figure or institution is endorsing the product or service. Appeal to popularity is the advertisement highlight the product's popularity or widespread use by showcasing testimonials, reviews, or statistics indicating its widespread acceptance. Parang bandwagon, na yung bandwagon na ginagamit natin. So itong mga advertisement na to, na they showcase na, oh, madaming gumagamit nito. Ito pinagkakatiwalaan ng marami, no? Iyan yung idea ng appeal to popularity. Meron din mga positive reviews and statistics, no, indicating widespread acceptance. Alam nyo, merong ganyan eh, may mga ganyang trabaho. Yung ang trabaho mo lang mag-review and mag-create ng ng reviews, ng ratings doon sa product. Ganun yung ideya, appeal to popularity. And then, favorable price appeals, ito yung sale. Sa TikTok, sir, affiliate po ata tawag. Yeah, tama yun. Yun yung ginagamit nila sa appeal to popularity. Pero affiliate kasi is more of more of uh, to be for correction lang. Yung affiliate, pag sinabing affiliate, ikaw yung magbebenta nung product. Ganun siya. So, affiliate program. Halimbawa, yung isang camera, Canon. Pag naging affiliate program ako noon, kahit hindi ako nagtatrabaho directly kay Canon, pwede kong ibenta si Canon. Tapos, pag nalaman ni Canon na ako yung referrer nung purchase na yon, magkakaroon ako ng komisyon. That's the affiliate program. Ayan. Itong popularity naman, kaya parang medyo magkaiba pero halos ganun din naman. Ang tinutukoy yun yung trabaho na magre-review ka, para para mabili yung product na binibenta mo. Naintindihan niyo ako? So yung affiliate program is ikaw nakakuha ka ng komisyon kapag nakapag refer ka ng benta. Ito namang appeal to popularity is you showcase testimonials, reviews, and statistics. No? Baka magkalituan lang. Ayan. Next is the favorable price appeals. Ito naman yung affordability, discounts, all value for money. Yung, halimbawa, 50% off, buy one, take one. Alam mo yun, pag bumili ka ng tatlo, may libre kang isa. Those are favorable price appeals. May mga tao kasi na parang bumibili kapag malaking discount. Halimbawa, ito 20 to. Pag bumili ka ng dalawa, 30 na lang. Nakatipid ka ng 10 piso. 'Di ba? So may mga bumibili ng ganun. May kumakagat sa mga ganung appeals na yon. Yung health appeals naman, kapag yung advertisement is focusing on promoting health benefits or wellness associated with using the product or services. No, parang pag ininom mo to, magiging healthy ka. Ganon. Magiging mabuti yung kalagayan ng buhay mo. Ganon yung ideya ng health appeals. Next, environmental. Now, yung generation ninyo, no, are very environment um, centered. Paano ba? Mas maano kayo, mapagmahal kayo sa environment. 'Di ba? Kaya iba bumibili ng mga eco-friendly, sustainable products. Yan, yung mga reusable, 'di ba? So they appeal to consumers' growing concern about environmental issues and their desire to make social responsible choices. Yung Jollibee ginawa yan, naalala ko yan. Yung Jollibee ginawa yung na yan na parang yung hindi paggamit ng straw, yung strawless. May mga araw silang hindi sila magbibigay ng straw. Okay, environmental appeal yung tawag doon para ma-feel mo lang na, ay, concerned kami sa environment. Ganun. Pero, alam nyo, nalulugian ako doon eh. Parang talo naman kaming mga consumer. Kasi nakabawas na nga sa gastos nyo yan eh. Dapat bigyan nyo kami ng straw. Hindi na kayo bibili ng straw para ibigay sa amin. Pero yung value nung, nung binili namin, hindi naman tumaas. Ibig sabihin, ganun pa rin. In, uh, in reality, mas nabawasan pa nga yung product na natanggap nung consumer. Pero for the purpose of us or the Jollibee being eco-friendly, kinakagat ng mga tao, okay lang sa tao. Wala naman choice yung tao eh. 'Di ba? Pero again, when we talk about environmental appeals, these are advertisement that highlights eco-friendly and sustainable aspect of product or brand. Sustainable kami, no? Sa skincare products po sir, meron ding environmental appeal. Yan yung mga hindi yung hindi raw gumamit ng mga katawan ay ng mga hayop. I think yun yung environmental appeals was not used to monkeys or rabbits or mice. Parang ganun. Tama ba? Yung ba tutukoy mo, Ivy? Yan. Ayan. Oh, tama yun. No? May mga ganyan. Mga hayop. Ah, ayun. Maano kasi tayo mga Pilipino, animal cruelty free na product. Yan tama, yun yung tamang term. Animal cruelty free. Yung Wagyu. Ano yan? Raised and raised in a stress-free environment. Environmental appeal yun. Mas sarap yun, yung Wagyu. Mahal nga eh. Eh, di ba? So, yan. Nostalgia appeals are ads that evoke sentimental feelings and memories from the past. No, aiming to create a sense of comfort, throwbacks, familiarity, and emotional connection with the audiences. Lahat tayo may nakaraan. So, ginagamit yon para maalala mo, uy, mga batang 90s, yan, mga batang 90s knows, batang 2000s, yan. Safety appeal, konti na lang. Safety appeal is appeals emphasize the product's ability to protect consumers from harm or danger. No, they might highlight features such as durability, reliability, and compliance with safety standards. Yan, alam niyo na yan. Mga product na ability to protect consumers from harm or danger. Siyempre, depende yan sa product. Kapag yung product ay for safety, dapat yun yung appeal na gamitin nila, di ba? Bulletproof. Kung magbebenta ka ng bulletproof, tapos ang ang positioning mo, hindi hindi ka pinagpapawisan pag suot mo yung bulletproof, hindi mabebenta yun. Eh dapat ang bulletproof sumasalo ng bala, hindi dapat tumatagos, di ba? Bulletproof na helmet, di ba? O. Tapos ang nakalagay yung bulletproof na helmet, maganda yung design. Pero hindi niya promote, hindi niya highlight yung pagiging bulletproof ng helmet. 'Di ba? Nagigets ako parang wala hindi tugma. Maraming ganyan. Convenience appeals, yeah. These ads emphasize the convenience and ease of use associated with the product or service. They appeal to consumer desire to simplicity, efficiency, and time-saving solutions. May mga convenience appeals, halimbawa yung mga LMS, mga learning material system, learning management systems, o kaya yung mga halimbawa yung convenience appeal, halimbawa yung debit, yung sa mga bangko, just debit, 'di ba? Pag sinabing just debit, hindi mo na kailangan pang mag-withdraw ng pera para pambayad doon sa pinamili mo. Just debit na ibigay mo lang, scratch lang niya, convenient, 'di ba? O kaya yung mga delivery fee, yung mga delivery, 'di ba? Parang pag bumili ka ng product na ito, i-deliver namin door to door. Convenience appeals yung tawag diyan kasi nga napadali yung buhay mo kapag bumili ka ng produkto na yon o kaya may kasamang convenience yung product na yon, parang sa washing machine, kaya ka bibili ng washing machine is because of the convenience appeals ng washing machine, 'di ba? Yung efficiency, yung bilis, yung lakas, yung durability, mga ganong bagay para maging convenient sa iyo yung buhay mo, no? Mas dumali yung buhay mo. Last four slides. Social status appeals, ito yan, yung mga social climber, no? Social status appeals associate the product or brand with prestige, luxury, or exclusivity, appealing to consumers' desire for social recognition and admiration from others, 'di ba? Don't live for other people. Hindi mo kailangan mabuhay para sa ibang tao, 'di ba? Pero yung ibang tao kasi bibili sila ng mamahaling gamit, wala na nga silang pera, 'di ba? Bibili iPhone pero yung utang milyon-milyon, 'di ba? So, wag ganun. no? So, pero again, these is social status appeals are being used kapag yung produkto parang ano, parang label, parang ano, parang ang tawag sa ganun, yung pang label ng ano ng tao. Ay pagka ay ang ganda ng damit niya. Um to Louis Vuitton, 'di ba? Louis Vuitton yung kanyang bag. Wow, yaman, ganun. So, ganyan yung mga gumagamit ng social status appeals. Parang pag nakapag-aral, pagka gumamit ka nung product na yan, iba ka, no? Iba yung status mo. Adventure appeals portray the product or experience as exciting, daring, or adventurous, appealing to consumer sense of thrill seeking and desire for new experiences. Yung Mountain Dew, di ba? Adventure appeals yung ginagamit nila. Eh, pag ikaw diabetic ba naman, pag wala ka ng paa, kakainom mo ng Mountain Dew, exciting, di ba? Daring, adventurous. Kasi dati naglalakad ka, ngayon nagsasaklay ka na. Mas adventurous na yung buhay mo. 'Di ba? Ayan. Pero again, depende kasi sa produkto yan kung paano mo nga ipoposition yung iyong product. And self-improvement appeals, and these ads suggest that using the product or service will help consumer enhance themselves in some way, whether it's improving their appearance, skills, or lifestyle. Di ba? Parang yung mga sa gym, kapag sa gym, nag-open, ano yun, nagpa-register ka as yung 1 month subscription sa gym, merong appeal doon, yung parang mag-avail ka nung coach. Ayan, dagdag lang ng konti sa halaga pero may coach ka. 'Di ba? Mas mahuhone yung pangangailangan mo, yung appearance mo, yung skill, yung itsura mo, mas gaganda kasi may coach. Mga ganun, self-improvement appeals. Pag nag-aral ka sa eskwelahan na to, mas mag improve ka. Mas quality education. Yan, self-improvement appeals yung tawag dyan. And lastly is the family appeals. Siyempre, iba na yung banatan kapag pamilya na yung pinag-uusapan. So family appeals emphasize the product's benefits for family bonding, relationships, and shared experiences. Parang wag ikaw lang, wag ka magsulo, isama mo pamilya mo. No, that's the family appeals. Parang yung mga product, mas gusto nila na may gumagamit sila ng family appeals para mas marami yung consumer, no? Hindi lang ikaw kundi buong pamilya kayo. Napansin niyo sa Jollibee, yung puro family appeals. Kasi kapag ka ikaw lang kumain mag-isa sa Jollibee, kikita sila pero mababa. Pero kapag ka buong pamilya mo na yung kumain, sinama mo sa Jollibee, abay limpak, no? Limpak yung kikitain nila. That's the idea. Mas marami, mas ma mas masaya. The more the merrier. At mas malaki yung kita para doon sa mga businesses. And that's the end of the slide, no? I hope meron kayo natutunan. Meron ba kayong tanong gustong linawin? Yan. Regarding sa instruction nung inyong ano pa lang naman tayo, week 3 pa lang naman, tama ba? Week 3 pa lang ba tayo? No, week 3. Ay, week 2? Tama. Week 3. Week 3 pa lang naman natin. Pero expect nyo na yan. Baka by next week, mabigay ko na yung instruction para doon sa inyong paghahanap ng inyong client or business partner na i-feature natin for your advertising activities. Okay? Meron bang tanong? Gustong linawin? Wala na? O sige. Mukhang wala na. Okay. Sure kayo Thumbs up nga. Lahat nung wala ng tanong. Thumbs up na lahat nung walang tanong. Yan. Ayan. Kung wala nang tanong, o hindi, magpipicture ba tayo? Require ba kayo ng picture? Or actually kahit hindi naman. Sige, magpicture tayo para meron kayo attendance. Sige. Patingin naman ng inyong mga magagandang mukha. Kamusta na kayo? Di ba? It's been a long time. Yan. So, yan. Sige. Tapos mag-screenshot tayo. Continue na lang 28 na lang kayo Aba, 33 nga pala kayo. Merong 5 hindi nakarating. Ay, 6 na hindi nakarating. Yes. Yung isa pintuan na. Yan. Sige. Konti na lang. Okay? O sige, kung ayaw na siguro mag-open ng iba. Yan. Kung ayaw na mag-open ng iba, okay na yan. O, smile tayo. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Teka lang. Ba't ganun? One more time. 1, 2, 3. Saan ba yun? Ayan. Ayan. I believe that's all for today. Maraming salamat sa oras na ibinigay ninyo para makapagklase tayo, and probably ipopost ko rin naman ito sa ano natin. Buti na lang nandiyan kayo para may recording na ako. Ang hirap mag-record ng ikaw lang mag-isa kaya, di ba? Again, maraming salamat. Mag-ingat kayo, and I'll see you on our next meeting. Bye-bye.
Thank you po,
Thank you po,
sir.
sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you po.
Bye-bye.
Thank you po, sir.